So it's time to talk about the Vancouver Canucks. And I think, based off the way this team has performed the past little while, it's about high time that we start reopening some old wounds and talking about some other talking points that I don't think we've had in a few years. Let's head over and discuss the game yesterday. Vancouver versus Chicago, 5-2 loss at home in a game where the Vancouver Canucks were totally dominating in the first two periods. You can see it based off the way the shots were broken down. Vancouver broke the record for most shots on goal in the first two periods of a game by the Canucks, whilst not scoring any goals. And that might have been seen as a bad omen for some. We'll get into that a little bit more as this video goes on, but the Canucks absolutely blew it. They had maybe one of the worst third period collapses that we have seen in years. Ratu and Evander Kane got on the board afterwards to try and make things interesting, but then Connor Bedard scored the empty net. I'd say that despite the fact that Quinn Hughes had himself an assist on the Evander Kane goal, he was not good, and on 2 out of these 4 goals over here, you could very well say that he was at fault for how things went, and then on the empty net, he wasn't really all that great either. It was not a good showing for some of the best players on the Canucks. And in yesterday's post-game video, this is the most recent video on the channel, we spoke about Quinn Hughes. I focused on Quinn Hughes, and I wanted to get that narrative down that this guy was not performing up to snuff. And, I think it's unfair to fully focus on Quinn without at least acknowledging EP40 as well. And we did that in yesterday's video, but I wanted to talk about things a little bit more here too. There were a bunch of tweets. Daniel Wagner went out there and posted this. People will get on Pettersson for the drop pass on a partial breakaway. But what happened was Evander Kane took too long to pass it in the first place. It would have been a clear-cut breakaway if he had passed it sooner. Kane waited too long, and Pettersson got caught. Thomas Drance was also tweeting about the exact same moment. The image does the play a disservice. Pettersson was at the end of a long shift, and he had to slow down to receive a late pass from Kane at the blue line. As a result, Frondell was going to catch him, so it was a decision to shoot from distance or try the drop. You can second-guess Pettersson's decision, but he absolutely didn't pass up a breakaway or even a partial breakaway opportunity. So, there you go, right? Good guy Drance coming in here and defending Elias Pettersson. Never mind the EP40 discourse. I wanted to talk about just the Vancouver Canucks as a whole. And this tweet by Grady Sass goes out there and articulates it pretty well. And I think this allows us to open the door to start talking about the R word. Again. Oh yeah, I'm saying again. 15 games is still early, Grady says. But we're getting a sample of how bad the Canucks are defensively. These are their league ranks at 5v5. In terms of Corsi against, the Vancouver Canucks are 31st. In Fenwick against, they're 32nd. In terms of shots against, they're 32nd. In expected goals against, the Canucks are 31st. In scoring chances against, they are 30th. In high danger chances against, they are 30th. The team defense has not been a strong point like many thought it would be. Oh, you can't see that. Let's zoom out. And these numbers, these numbers are not great. They indicate a team that has very well matched the eye test, I would say. They haven't looked good. They had some lucky breaks, had some breakaways, had some Kiefer Sherwood moments that totally stood off the page and changed the way these games went. But the Vancouver Canucks, when you just look at how they're performing analytically, injuries be damned, this is terrible. This sucks. And, we talk about Filipino and Lekaramaki and Hoglander and all the guys that are missing. I'll ask you the same question that I asked you in the videos yesterday that we made after the Canucks game. Are Hedel, Hoglander, Lekaramaki, are they going to be able to come in and all of a sudden fix what's going on with this team? If you think so, then hey, all the power to you. And if you think so, and that actually happens, then maybe Höglander's actually a lot better than we thought he was. But I think more so with the way this team has been performing and what they've shown us so far throughout the year, the Vancouver Canucks are just not a good team. And it comes across in some of the body language. We highlighted body language in the Quinn Hughes video yesterday. And it's like, I don't really think Quinn Hughes even thinks that this is a team worth sticking around with. The scary thing is they're this bad defensively with very little to show offensively. The veterans are struggling. I was told this was a top 5 D core in the league. And honestly, I thought it would be too. You take the best of Hughes, Hronek, Marcus Petey, Myers, who admittedly actually had a pretty decent start to the year, and then the rotating cast of younger guys and forward, Mancini, Elias Pettersson, Tom Willander. These guys could show off value, and when you think about what they could realistically provide the Canucks today, they're actually fine. But this team, especially what we saw yesterday. I mean, Marcus Pettersson totally losing his check on the third? I forgot which one it was. I think it was the hat trick goal. No, the second goal, excuse me. I mean, we review some of the game footage and the tape over here. Quinn Hughes is not looking his best. He's just going out there and standing in goodness knows wherever, just letting the puck go over to Tyler Bertuzzi. You have Marcus Petey losing his man on the penalty kill, not being able to track down Tyler Bertuzzi either. Take a look at this. Hey, he's right there behind you, but nah, he goes through. And then Quinn Hughes on the Ilya Mikheyev goal. He's just chilling. He loses the puck battle to Oliver Moore right here, and then he just kind of hangs out behind the net and watches everything unfold. This is not the defense that we expected out of the Vancouver Canucks. Quinn Hughes is not performing up to snuff. You're getting these brain fart moments, and now this team is absolutely not providing the results analytically nor via the eye test. I mean, it's so night and day when you think about what we thought this team would look like defensively and what's actually being shown out there. The goaltending isn't helping either, I'll say that, but still, Vancouver hockey is not in a good spot, and it's getting to a point now where if you go over to the Our Canucks post-game thread, this is the Canucks in Chicago game from last night. Let's go out there and read some of the comments over here, shall we? It's absolutely wild that the Ducks, Canadians, and now probably Chicago, soon San Jose, have all lapped the Canucks between their rebuilds. What are we doing here? The answer is that Vancouver never fully committed to a rebuild, and they tried to shortcut the rebuild by trading away draft capital for middle-of-the-road players. This team will never get to consistent contender status, with Francesco Aquilini as the owner. And, yeah, that's pretty much it, eh? I'm bored watching this team. I can't explain it. They're just not doing it for me. Even when they were out shooting the Hawks, this felt like an inevitable loss in the making. This roster isn't it. We aren't 1 or 2 players away either. The levels of mismanagement. We need to rebuild. Same mediocrity more or less since 2012-13. The core just ain't it. And I think with that in mind, Brock Besser, he's a core player, right? I don't think he's shown enough to be able to drive a line, let alone a team on his own. Jake DeBrusk, you probably want more out of him. But Pettersson and Hughes, they haven't shown off this season that they are absolutely the players that they need to be. And if that continues throughout the course of the next few weeks here, I wonder just what direction the Canucks will start to go down. Do they commit to trying to make the playoffs? Do they still go keep Quinn Hughes here at all costs? Or do they read the tea leaves and they say, hey, it kind of feels like Quinn's already out? I don't know. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about all these Vancouver Canucks related ideas and how the team has been playing so far. Do you think the rebuild is necessary? It's the big bad scary R word, isn't it? But I want to open up that can of worms here again today. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.